What is up, folks? Welcome back to another day out on the river. So you join me today on my local river. It is the beginning of September, so we're just coming off of the end of summer now. Now the temperatures are still quite warm, we're up to 25 degrees today, and the river's had a bit of colour and a bit of rain this week. So I thought, why not come out and have a couple of hours to see whether I can get any fish bugging. So that's the plan today. We're going to try and French nymph most of the day, or Euro nymphing, whatever you want to call it. Working through the runs of the pools just to see what we can pick up. Hopefully there'll be a few fish around, and hopefully there'll be a few fish gracing the net. So let's get started. Oh, right there. Let's get down onto those fishes level. Try and do this without falling, Rhys. Oh, spoke too soon. There's the first fall out of the way with. Luckily, nobody was hurt, so we are good to just crack on. And now all I'm doing is working the whole edge of water. So as I work my way across the river, I don't want to leave any stone unturned. And that means getting it straight across, even in that slack of water there. There might be nothing there, but similarly there might be a very small fish in there. We're only fishing in about 5 foot of water, in the deepest part. If there were a fish here, you'd get interest almost immediately on the nymphs. I haven't seen a fish move, which basically tells us that there isn't a hatch on yet. Yep, there you go, first fish. Small little brownie. Taken just where the shade is, which is not surprising at all. And we'll get him in. And there you go. Nice little goldie. And he took the threaded nymph on the point, right in that shade. We'll get him back. Off he goes. So there you go. First fish in the net. See if there's more there in that shade. Directly above me that was. Makes sense, we've got a bit of sun in front of us. Oh, missed another one. Yep, better one. Oh, that is a better fish. That's a good fish for this river. That is a good fish for this river. Right, play him carefully. Let him tire himself in the current. Don't come toward me. Luckily, this part of the river isn't too snaggy. So all we need to do is just take it easy, play him in that current, let him tire himself out. When I think he's ready, I'll throw the net under him. Rather than let him run downstream, if you can keep him in that current for as long as possible, within reason, when it comes time to it, he's not hooked very well. There you go. Now that is a lovely fish for this river. Again, same fly, threaded nymph on the point. And there you go, look. What a lovely golden fish. And we'll get him back. There he goes. Well, there you go. That's 2 quick fish in about 2 casts up in the top end of this run. I think because you've got the sun coming down and it's, what is it, it's early September now, there's not much of a hatch on, so these fish are just looking for any food that's coming down quickly. So we're going to fish the run right up again now further. Probably got about another 25 yards of water. Hopefully we'll manage to find another one. Okay. Yep, another one. Exact same area. Whoop. Again, taking on that point threaded nymph. Whoop, there he went. I think we've sussed out that a Euro nymphing or Czech nymphing is the way to go. So the river is carrying a little bit of extra water from a recent flood. There's a little tinge of brown. It's probably up about 6 inches past its normal level. So not a great deal, it's thinning down now, but there clearly are fish here to be caught. So when you've got a run like this, you want to fish every bit of it. You want to fish this outside seam, the middle of the run, but more importantly, areas like that there, that slack bar there. You'll be surprised how often a fish will sit there and how often most anglers will neglect something like that, mainly focusing on this bit of the run here. So we'll give it a try. So with any Euro nymphing, all you're trying to do is keep those flies travelling at the same speed as the current. And what you've got to remember is, on any river, the current will be moving faster on the top than it will on the bottom. So if you can maintain keeping it at a relatively steady speed, what you'll often find is that the slower you can make it, or the more controlled you can be with it, that's your key to success with this type of method. If, for example, you chuck flies up like this, and start dragging them down this quickly, you're never going to catch a fish. Chuck your flies in, look for a bubble near your indicator, and try and move just ever so slowly on the bubble downriver. That will give you the best chance possible. With Euro nymphing like this, in shallower water like we are, you'll normally get a bite straight away if they are there. If you don't get a bite, don't waste your time messing around. Move on to the next spot. Right, our leader's knackered, the tangle. So, I'll use this opportunity to run you through how I'm setting up this leader. Okay, so how am I setting up my leader? It's very simple actually. Because I don't compete in rivers, I don't see the point of getting my own mono leaders made up. I tend to fish with just a Dohiku shop bought leader of 9 meters, and then I've got about 16 inches of Rio two-tone leader. So this is pink and fluorescent yellow, and then on either side of it I've got a little loop or a little sprit ring, and then onto the main body of the leader. Now for double nymph, I tend to always use 0.12 Stroft. I may go to 0.14 if I'm fishing in heavy flies or heavy coloured water, but generally 0.12 serves me right. So I've got probably about, I would say, 3.5 feet to the first dropper, and on the first dropper currently I'm fishing just an orange tag pheasant tail with a gold bead. The bead itself is probably about 2 mil, I reckon, no more than that. And then probably about a foot, 18 inches after that, I'm fishing my point fly. And the point fly is a silver threaded nymph. Now I've got a lot of confidence in threaded nymphs to the point where it rarely ever fails me. So as you can see there now, we've taken, 5 fish I think, all taken on that point threaded nymph. That fly is probably about 3.6 mil I think, or 3.3 mil. So it's pretty heavy, but it's getting down to where those fish are. And what I've found so far just in this run alone is that anywhere where there's shade or anywhere where there's fast flowing water is where the fish are. There was nothing down at the bottom of the pool or in the softer water. All the fish were showing in the runs. So what we'll now do is, because of that, we're going to focus only on runs throughout the whole stretch of the river. That, in theory, should give me the best chance possible of connecting with more fish. So, stick with it, enjoy. So this is a perfect little seam here for a fish, but if you look, it snags all across the other side, and that's what makes this quite difficult to fish in. Yep, there you go, there's another one. Woo! Get him in the net. Remove the fly, again taking that threaded nymph on the point. Here we go, look, we'll get him back. Yep, it's a better fish again. I had a feeling there'd be a fish in that little run there now. Right type of water for the fish. Same as before, keep them in the current and that fish will tire itself out pretty quickly. There you go. Taking on, would you believe it or not, that same threaded nymph on the point. I'm going to let him go on his way. Not something you see very often. Swimming away. Right, okay, let's talk. So we've done about 3 main runs, and we've managed about 6 or 7 fish, all on the nymphs. So the decision to go for a double nymph on a French leader over, say, the duo is definitely paying dividends right now. I've just lost the whole leader after taking that lovely fish there, so I've just retied again. So I'm going to go with, this time, just a plain pheasant tail with some hen's thorax, and then again the threaded nymph on the point. The threaded nymph is catching all the fish at the moment. I think it's a combination of the fly itself, but also the depth where it's fishing at. So we've got a little bit of a walk now ahead of us, probably a 10-minute walk till we get up to the next run. So we'll plough through now and we'll see whether we can pull anything out of there. Oh, yeah, there you go. Feels like a better fish. Ooh, that's biggest fish of the day. Definitely biggest fish of the day. Be careful with this guy. So I'll try and stay on par with him. Ooh, don't do me like that. With a shot. Ooh. Don't do that to me. Do not do that to me. You're giving me a heart attack. Absolutely giving me a heart attack. You jump like that. You know what, that's probably my best fish of the season if I land it. You know what? That is a good fish. That is a good fish. Wow. Well, would you believe it? I thought the day was ending. I was going to just fish up this run quickly and call it a day. And now on the first cast, I've gone ahead and landed what is probably my best fish of this season on this river. Now this river doesn't have big brown trout like the Taff or some of the English rivers you have. So to get an older fish, you know, it's quite rare really. So I'm quite proud of this one. But look at him. Look at that. For this river, that is a good fish. Lovely brown trout. But we'll get him straight back. Now at this point, I was ready to call it a day. I thought I'll have one more cast, and would you believe it, this is what happened. Yep, another one. Seem to have found the fish now. Same again. Use the current to your advantage. Haven't seen this one yet. He's smaller than the other fish though. caught another good fish. It's turning into a bit of a red letter day. Don't normally see these fish. Normally you're catching small fish, but look, another good one. Oh, look at that. I don't think it's the same fish. No, it can't. It wouldn't have happened twice in a row. Right, I don't really know what's going on right now. I've just managed to take another lovely looking fish of about 1.5 pounds. This flood must have had these fish really switched on. A bit smaller than the last, but welcome nonetheless, look. Absolute corkers. And we'll get them straight back in the water. Now I haven't changed anything at all today. I'm literally fishing double nymph on a French leader, threaded nymphs, silver beads, and the fish are just wanting it today. I do think that when the water's like this, when you're coming off of a flood, bugging definitely is the way to go. You get way more interest, way more fish, and it seems as though the bigger fish are far more inclined to feed basically. But have a look at this fish and we'll get him straight back. Oh, right then, there we are. Look, that's a 5-hour session done and I'm very pleased with how that went. I haven't done a lot of fishing on the river this year, mainly because of work and other things taking priority, but it's been nice to get up for a couple of hours. With this increased river level, it seems the trout are way more inclined to feed and bugging was the way to go today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. My name is Rhys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, ouch.